What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Fallout 4 Mods Weekly. This is a series where I show you guys some of the best of the mods to come out each and every week for Fallout 4. So this week is definitely one where we saw the culmination of a lot of the Fallout mods for Skyrim mods. Skyrim mods got a ton of new releases, but Fallout mods definitely didn't get nearly as many. A lot of mod authors mod for both games, and as a result, this will happen from time to time, although I imagine going forward it will die down. Despite this, we didn't get a lot of mod releases in quality, but there are a few out there that were actually really high quality and a ton of fun to use. So with that being said, if you do enjoy the series, I encourage you guys to consider subscribing. But with that, let's get right into it. So up first, we have a massive release, but only for some of you. True 3D sound for headphones is going to, well, do as the title suggests and actually create a realistic surround sound for headphone users. Obviously, if you're only using two different speakers on your desk or even some integrated speakers, this isn't going to work super well. But if you are like me and a headphone user on the PC, using this makes Fallout 4 an amazingly better experience. Especially in fights, you could actually hear what kind of direction different gunfire is coming from. Honestly, I don't see why I should talk about it. I'll play you a short clip from the actual demo they created and just listen to how much better and more enjoyable it is.
Good morning! Vault-Tec calling.
Good morning.
Isn't it? Just look at that sky out there. You can't begin to know how happy I am to finally speak with you. I've been trying for days. It's a matter of utmost urgency, I assure you.
So up next we have Fort Samson. Basically what this adds in is a fully functional fort settlement. It's actually really cool, and I didn't realize how much I wanted a mod like this until I actually saw this one on Nexus. Again, pretty simple mod, but basically just adding in this big fort that you could kind of build and customize to your heart's desire. There are a bunch of little bunker type things that you could act as barracks or different player homes, etc, etc. The whole thing is all customizable, so you can build anywhere on here, as well as there's a few pre-built things like some barracks and a military garage and stuff like that. There's also a regular house on the base, so if you do want to just have a normal living quarters, you can do that, but I just want to see some really cool kind of settlement style things here. You could definitely have like a lot of your different settlers kitted out as whether it be Minutemen or gunners or something else, and I think this could just be a very cool base if built up properly. So next up we have a double barrel shotgun retexture. I normally don't cover retexture mods, and honestly after seeing this one I don't know why. This honestly made me enjoy the double barrel shotgun a lot more. It's only a few minor changes, definitely boosting the quality of the textures and adding some different detailing. So when you look at the gun, there'll be some blood textures, and all around just has a little bit more personality than the vanilla double barrel shotgun, but I think nonetheless it almost feels like a totally new weapon. It's very reminiscent of the Widow shotgun. Obviously it is still a double barrel shotgun, all the same stats and everything like that, but I think this is definitely a cool retexture mod. It's available in 2K and 4K. I used the 4K one in this video, and I just think it made the double barrel shotgun a little bit more enjoyable to use and spiced up my game ever so slightly. So up next we do have Deadly Bosses of the Commonwealth, and this is one of those mods, kind of reading about it and looking at some of the different pictures. It is not marketed well because this mod is absolutely awesome. One of my favorite mods I've seen in a while. Basically all this mod does is place down a bunch of high level enemies with some unique custom items around the map. So these are ranging from Enclave to gunners to, you know, different raiders or no faction or robots, etc, etc. But basically as you find these different bosses, they'll have again a custom weapon. So the one I killed did have a legendary shotgun and then a ton of different caps, but some of them are varying in difficulty. They'll have different equipment depending on what faction they are, and it's just very cool. It makes Fallout 4 a lot more fun because you can kind of kit out, get your custom armor, and then go take on these bosses. And I think the rewards are really well balanced, and it made me feel accomplished after killing them. The one I fight in this video is actually one of the much lower level ones, so if you look at the next clip, you'll see one of the higher level ones that I take on with the next gun I am showing you. But all around a very cool mod, and you wouldn't think at first glance it's a cool one, but I definitely think this one's worth a download. So up next we do have the .223 Revolver Redux. So I did show this in my upcoming mods series. This is by Skibida. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but regardless, he has been redoing a lot of his mods and he is having some high quality mods come out. So this is without a doubt one of them. The model and texture quality of this gun is absolutely phenomenal. If you've never heard of the .223 Revolver, it is something that appeared in Fallout games in past, so now obviously making its return to Fallout 4. I do plan on making a full video on this gun because it is very feature rich, but just some of the things, you have different ammo types, a few different textures. There's actually a lot in the way of customizability. I feel like a lot of pistol mods overlook this. They'll just kind of give you a few different receivers and maybe a barrel type or two, but this one definitely gives you a few different options to make this gun your own depending on what kind of style you want it to play. Personally, I went for just maximum damage. So as you can see, I'm one-shotting a lot of these robots, but there are some other sacrifices on the gun like range and stuff like that. This also is again one of the other bosses, so as you can see, this one's obviously being a lot harder. Regardless, a very cool gun nonetheless, and one little feature I do love about this is you could spam fire it as fast as you can click. So some guns in Fallout 4, like if I click, it will limit me in how fast I could fire. This is not one of them. So if you could click 10 times in 1 second, your gun will fire 10 times in 1 second. It's very cool, and I especially like that feature on a revolver like this, so I can kind of burst people down very quickly. All around, a very cool gun. That's gonna wrap it up for this week though, guys. I do hope you enjoyed this episode of Fallout 4 Mods Weekly. Again, not as many mods, not those mods that you probably had like tons and tons of hours put into like previous weeks, but I think we actually had a pretty good list. I think all the mods on here are worth a download, and especially that bosses mod. I really enjoy that. Even though it's pretty simple, I think if they expand that and add a lot more bosses to the Commonwealth, it could be one of the best mods for Fallout 4. So again, as always, thank you for watching, and I do hope to see you all next time. Later.